Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for the Finance News Network. Joining me today from NetLinkz is Executive Chairman and CEO James Tsiolis. James, welcome back to FNN.
Thank you for having me back, Rachel.
Now, James, for new investors, could you provide a quick introduction to the company and let us know about your product suite?
The company is listed on the ASX, as everyone knows. It has a market cap of approximately $100 million. Our core product is driven by what we call a invisible network. So we create mesh networks that power household networks, business networks, large enterprise networks. And it's all encrypted, it's all IP, so we own the product and the IP, not just a distributor of the product. We actually are the inventor of the product.
Thanks, James. Now, could you let us know how progress is going?
Well, the company, as at the end of March, reported a total revenue of $2.1 million. So we've started our sales now. So since I last was on the show, we've started sales in China and also in Australia. We acquired a business called SSI, which again deals with telcos and government. In addition to that, I think the coronavirus has made our product more relevant because everyone's starting to work from home. And because we create networks which connect people from remote locations back to a central point, and we do that encrypted or invisibly, our product has become much more relevant in this environment. So we're thriving in the current situation.
Yes, we're definitely seeing a lot of change at the moment. Now, let's talk about your sales and strategy. Can you tell us more, starting with the virtual secure network?
Well, again, since the last time I appeared, we have now 3 defined products. The VIN, which was a product out of Australia, which we took to China. But then what we did in China is recreated the VIN as the VSN Lite. And so we've gone from an Australian product, which was effectively for small to medium enterprise, and basically focused on securing a laptop back to, if I can call it, a home base, being the office. We're now, with VSN Lite, we're able to connect all sorts of devices. So it's Android and iOS enabled. So that makes it very relevant to people wanting to use their mobile device other than the laptop. We've then developed the VSN, which is the large enterprise solution. So that's what we call the full SD-WAN solution, which still does meshing on the edge, that offers all the flexibility. But what we're doing is we're connecting many, many thousands of devices at any one time. And that also then connects that mesh network on the edge to a cloud or back to a central cloud in head office, for example. So we have now 3 defined products, which, one being the VIN is an Australian product. The VSN Lite and VSN have started as Chinese product, but then there'll be knowledge transfer. And that will come back to Australia, where we will redesign the VIN that will then factor in Android as well as iOS. And the VSN will be also then knowledge transferred back to Australia. So there's a lot of IP that's been created as part of our R&D in China.
And now let's talk about your financials, James. Could you provide a snapshot?
As per the 4C that we released to the market, we've now invested just over $4 million in our Chinese subsidiary. And we expect that money to give the Chinese subsidiary an 18-month runway to continue to build revenue. As we're seeing in its first quarter, the revenue was significant. The company in Australia, the Listco and its businesses, SSI, is in a good position. We expect more sales to be coming out of that in the current quarter, in the next 2 quarters, and so on and so forth. But we're seeing some good developments there. And then with I guess the one aspect that we're doing now with the SSI team is we're developing NetLinkz Global, which will become the sales organization. And again, we're sitting, as at the end of March, we're sitting on cash of about $3 million. So that should see us in a reasonably good position to continue to develop sales for Australia. So NetLinkz Global is the one to watch out for now, as we start to commercialize the pilots that are occurring in Australia. So I think for us, the next 12 months and beyond are going to be very exciting as a company that's starting its whole sales focus. So we're transitioning away from just being a developer and R&D firm now into a firm that's commercializing its IP.
It definitely sounds like you've certainly got a lot going on there. James Tsiolis, thanks so much for the update today.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you, Rachel.